We're actually going to be introducing a new segment to the show called the Dark Match. We're going to have 2 dark matches. We're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen, the Seth Rollins incident. If you guys have not heard, we're going to be talking about that. Also, we're going to also talk about the Alberto Del Rio debut in Lucha Underground. So we're going to be hitting those topics. The first one we're going to hit to is going to be the Seth Rollins, I guess, debacle. I guess what's going on with him right now. But we'll cut to a quick break and we'll be coming back in.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing 209 pounds, he is Seth Rollins!
Everyone is lost, waiting on a second wind. Go! And I am the change you've been waiting for.
My whole life, I've never wanted to be like anybody else.
Because I've always believed, even when no one believed in me.
I've never wanted to be cookie cutter. I wanted to be my own man.
That every moment was a chance waiting to be taken.
I wanted to break the mold.
We are the authors, the finishers of our fate.
Dream my own dream, carve my own path.
We are the solution. And the time to move is now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're going to be talking about the Seth Rollins incident. So right now what's going on is that some risque photos of Seth Rollins and a developmental diva got leaked by Seth Rollins' wife. Now, according to WWE contracts, when the talent signs, is that there is a morality clause in their contract. So if anything pops up, such as this, they should be terminated from their contract. So again, right now, Seth Rollins has posted an apology on Twitter to his friends and family. WWE commented saying that the phone has been hacked and no punishment will happen to Seth Rollins. We're going to be talking about, should the morality clause be held on his contract? Jonathan, what do you feel about, should Seth Rollins be terminated from his contract?
I'm going to have to say no. I mean, it's one of those things, obviously, whatever he's doing, if he's cheating on his wife, if he's doing all that, I mean, that has to be taken in consideration on a corporate level. But the whole, leaking the pictures, that's a gray area. I mean, especially with the whole Sony thing that just went down and all that. You have a jilted wife. Okay, I get it. Absolutely, she had every right to do whatever she felt she needed to get back at the man who broke her heart or whatever. I mean, if he wasn't under a contract, it wouldn't really matter. But with this, it's hard to say. I stick with the no simply because right now their investment is too big in him. Right now he is a key player to their entire, to all of Raw, to all of WWE right now, at least on the top level. And it would send a very specific example if they did. It would definitely make a statement to all of their wrestlers. But I mean, truth be told, WWE is not real good at that. You look at the wellness policy versus a morality policy. They give 3 strikes with the wellness. They obviously realize that their investment, I mean, unless someone goes and murders somebody, then obviously they have to get fired. And that's not a Benoit reference, but whatever. It's just the idea of, okay, he screwed up. And obviously there's going to be repercussions for him both in and out of the ring. There's going to be repercussions for the girl that's involved with him. But that's a personal issue. He didn't post it. He wasn't making a big thing about it. He wasn't acting in a way that was detrimental to WWE in an open manner. So I'm going to stick with the no. What do you think, Ernest?
It's, again, a difficult call. As a corporate level, you want your employees or your talent to be, straight edge, Yeah,
definitely.
It doesn't strike me as odd because it's been happening quite a lot. I mean, you had even politicians had the same issue where they had their private photos leaked out. So
for sure,
it's not really a big surprise that this happened. But I really wish people will stop doing that. If your photos are going to get hacked, if it's on the internet, don't do it. keep it to yourself, keep it private, But what he did, I have no clue as to what his punishment should be. But I do know for a fact, I would at least assume that he's gonna have some, I guess, long-term, bad mojo in their locker room. I guess for quite next at least at least the next year until it just blows over and nobody remembers what happened. What about you, Chris?
Long story short, by default, the contract should be followed, but at the same time, I mean, I'm getting what Jonathan means at the same time, where if the superstar is pretty much the only one of the few biggest builds in the company right now, I mean, it's understandable. At the same time, they might try to make an exception and just waive it for like a one-time thing just to let him buy and let him go with it. If he's not the one who leaked out the photos, that gives him even more power as is to just, like to get that, that buy, I guess you could say. But personally, the way I feel is that he should get some sort of punishment, whether it's not being fired, maybe some sort of fine or something of that nature, at least, because if you've just flat out let him not get any sort of punishment whatsoever, that in turn is going to be a morale breaker in the locker room, because they're going to feel like, well, if he can get away with it, why can't we whenever we do something against our contracts? So I believe something should be done, but firing, I can understand they don't do it.
Well, my whole perspective is, personally, I think he should be let go, even though the company does have a lot of investments in him. Again, I'm a businessman, so if one of my talents breaks a contract, especially a morality contract, especially the way that they're going, look at China, for instance. Triple H made reference that, she should be in the Hall of Fame, but she's not going to be in the Hall of Fame, because we all know what happened with China. The adult videos afterwards, and that's the reason why she's never going to be in the Hall of Fame. So same thing I feel with Seth Rollins, that he should actually be let go, but again, he is one of the top builds. He is not going to be let go, but he is going to be in the doghouse, into Vince's doghouse. After all this blew off, Vince and Triple H and Stephanie gathered all the talent in the locker room. They had a 10-minute meeting, and the 10-minute meeting was basically, if you have any risque photos, delete them from your phone. You do not want to put our company in jeopardy. You don't want to put yourself in jeopardy. So I think that has already set the course. Like, the next person who does this or is going to have a photo leaked, they're gone. Yeah. As in for Seth Rollins, I think this is going to blow his chance completely with the Money in the Bank situation.
Oh, yes. Well, see, that's what...
go ahead.
That's what I was going to say. If they don't... Because obviously WWE is very... what's a good word? They're gun-shy about letting people go over situations like this. So I think still making the example would be, he loses. Yeah. His Money in the Bank becomes worthless, basically. I mean, we all know what happened now, and just making that example, you had this huge push, and you made a decision at whatever point in time that was not as important. And they've already made it clear that they will support people who support them. Cena. Yeah. I mean, if you give your heart to the company, they will take care of you. If you don't, they don't have to. Yep. So punish him for a year. He loses the Money in the Bank. His push gets pulled back, and then maybe in a year, when everyone is like, "Oh yeah, remember that stupid thing he did?" and nobody cares. Let's put him back in the mid. Let's put him back at the front.
Yeah, pretty much. He's going to be the second person to lose that Money in the Bank.
I think this also loses his chances for WrestleMania as well, because I think he's really in the doghouse now. I don't think they're going to actually push him for WrestleMania. They're going to probably do something where he's not going to make the card.
Well, he's still going to be on the card because he's right now the top heel in the company. So I feel that he's going to be at WrestleMania. But the briefcase is the primary, his title, his one chance. He blew it. You know what I mean? He fumbled the ball. And,
but you think they're gonna make him cash in the bank and then lose him, or he's just gonna pull it straight up?
No, he's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose that. He's gonna lose that title match, and it was gonna happen at Raw. I knew that thing was gonna take place at Raw because it wouldn't happen at WrestleMania. It's too big. But on Raw, that would have been his best chance. But now I've been hearing that it's going to be pushed back till June to actually the next Money in the Bank. He's going to hold it till then, and then he's probably going to lose it because it's the main event, the title match, then the Money in the Bank match. So he's gonna cash it in. He's gonna cash it in. He's gonna lose. That's what's gonna happen. So basically, like Jonathan said, he's gonna get pushed back. He's gonna be in the doghouse for a little bit until he proves himself. It's like the Triple H incident.
Yeah, I was gonna mention
with the
that.
Click. You know, someone had to get punished. Triple H was the one at the bottom of the totem pole, so he's gonna get punished. So Seth Rollins is gonna have a lot of work to do, and that gives someone else a good upstart. Antonio Cesaro, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, maybe even Tyson Kidd. You know, probably that tag team. That would be a good one to fill it in because they're both good technicians.
Yeah, Cesaro and Kidd are doing really well right now.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to take a quick break again, and we're going to be coming with the debut of Alberto El Patron at Lucha Underground. And oh my goodness, that was the greatest promo debut that I've seen in a long. So we're going to be cutting to a commercial. We'll be right back with that.
Please welcome El Campeón del Triple A, Alberto El Patron.
There are few moments left in our industry that send shivers up your spine. This is one of them. Alberto El Patron is here in Lucha Underground. A little over 2 months ago, this man captured the Triple A Heavyweight Championship. You can see it as he brings it down the steps of the temple. This is history in the making. This is Lucha Underground. I am out of my mind, Matt. I cannot wait. I have been waiting like you, like the world of wrestling, to hear what he has to say tonight. This man and I have shared locker rooms around the world. He is respected. He is honored. He is a man of the people. And it's safe to say that everything now changes. No doubt about it. There is no looking back. The fans have opened their arms and hearts to him in an instant. This is insane. Lucha royalty in the ring here at Lucha Underground. Here we go.
I knew it, baby. There's only friends here tonight. And just because of that, I'm gonna get rid of all of this.
That's right, you're free now, my friend. Do whatever you
Tonight,
want.
I don't have to impress anybody because all of you are my family. Mis amigos, chingao. And this is the best part. I'm finally here with all my friends in Lucha Underground. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Lucha. Because as you all know, I come from a Lucha Libre family. My legendary uncle, Mil Máscaras, El Psicodélico, and my father, my inspiration, the great luchador, Dos Caras. And amigos, they taught me everything I know about this business. They taught me everything, the love, the respect, the passion. Como decimos los latinos, la pura familia, chingao. And of course, I love that name, Dos Caras Jr., every single day. But there was a place where I needed to go, a place that I needed to conquer. United States. And it was here, amigos, where I became a household name. I became an idol, an icon for my people, La Raza. But then, you don't know what happened. En el otro lugar me abrazaban, pero cuando volteaba me apuñalaban en la espalda. They disrespected me, my family, and what I represent. And that's why I'm here. That's what I left.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Alberto Del Rio's debut in Lucha Underground. If you guys don't know, Alberto Del Rio got let go of his contract from WWE due to a physical altercation from another WWE employee. Alberto Del Rio reportedly slapped one of their social media managers in the back for making such a racist comment, and Vince didn't want to let him go. He ended up suspending him, then firing him. He had the no complete clause, but he had a 1 year no complete clause, which was kind of different. Usually they sign him for a 3-month no compete clause. He had a 1 year. So basically what happened, Conan and his Lucha Underground and AAA basically got his team of attorneys and freed him from that contract. Now he was able to work in the independent scene, Ring of Honor, and then eventually coming to Lucha Underground. So with that being said, Ernest, we don't talk about Lucha Underground too much. We're mostly like almost a strictly WWE broadcast.
What I was gonna say is, like, for the people who don't know, what is Lucha Underground?
Lucha Underground is AAA's American version. You could always watch it on Univision, which is the Mexican station. Now they brought it over to the El Rey network, Lucha Underground, and it's basically to bring lucha libre style wrestling to the American audience. And their production values are really good. They're not as quality as WWE, but it matches NXT though. It's about the same thing.
Yeah.
And the feel is really good, so it makes it a really good third brand.
Yeah. Well, and just for those who don't know, I mean, they have some familiar faces. That's where John Morrison wrestles now. Mm-hmm. And then I'm trying to remember who, but obviously Conan is there, from the WCW days, for those of you who don't know him. But yeah, so it's a good mixture of kind of like Jesse said, the NXT feel, while still giving something different, something that isn't WWE branded.
So Ernest, hearing that promo that he cut, how did you feel about that promo?
It felt good. I mean, it's something he's very passionate about. Is the luchadors. Mm-hmm. I like the luchadors too, because back when WCW was there, that's where they really promoted a lot. They Alparca, Psychosis. So it was really neat to see this style of wrestling back in the States. So it gives diversity. Mm-hmm. I really do enjoy. I haven't personally seen Lucha Underground, but I know what that style is like. I've seen it before, and it's always something to see when you watch TV.
Now, how do you feel about how do you feel how Alberto Del Rio and WWE, the split between them? What were your thoughts on that?
Man, that is some fucked up bullshit. I'm sorry to say, man, that is some fucked up shit. I mean, seriously, Vinnie Mac. Oh man, why did you let Alberto go and not your social media guy? That's one of the stupidest decisions I've ever heard of. Mm-hmm. You keep your talent. Your employees that are just there, those are disposable. Yeah. Your talent is not.
Yeah. Jonathan, your comments, sir.
Well, I got to agree with Ernest to start off with. I mean, Alberto was one of their key players for years, and did give that a different form, because we don't have Ray right now. Eddie is long gone, obviously. We have Sin Cara, but I mean, he hasn't been significant for a while. I mean, he's obviously their mid-card, but nobody tunes in to see Sin Cara. They did tune in to see Alberto, and they would still. He, whatever the business decision was, all he really did was put a true major player out for sale. And I think it's a major, major gain for Lucha Underground. It's a huge win for them. I don't know how they afforded it, but good for them. Good for them to actually look like they're going to put a seed of a competitor, of something different that all the fans can get behind, that all the fans can say, even with TNA and their restart, which I'm not going to get into, but at least we have options again. At least we have different storylines and not the same half dozen people every single week. The Authority versus whomever. Okay, great. We get it. It's entertaining, but I don't want to watch that for 5 hours a week. I want to see somebody else. And yes, WWE is getting that talent groomed, and we do have alternate storylines, but this is totally fresh. This is not only just new faces or faces we've seen before in a new environment, but the environment itself is different. We get that AAA, that lucha feel that most Americans are not comfortable with, simply because they don't understand it. They don't know it. They've never had it localized, basically. They've never had it set up to where you can say, okay, now I get the appeal. Yeah. Now I understand why, whole other countries, whole other parts of the continent prefer that to what we put out. So, I'm definitely for it. I'm definitely interested. I'm definitely glad that Alberto's there, both to be a leader in and out of the locker room, to be a face for that company that can really make them a major player.
That's what I was going to ask next. Was he a face or a heel in WWE?
He was both.
He was both.
He was both in the company itself. Most success was a heel. Mm-hmm. He likes playing the heel. The debut is going to make him into a face right now in Lucha, but I'm pretty sure he's going to turn heel eventually.
Yeah.
But this is just a promo, and they love him. He's a Lucha, a third generation Lucha. He's solid. He's going to be popular within the Latino community and stuff like that. So you already saw it within the promo. You heard the pop. The pop itself was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Even though it was a small arena, the pop was really solid. Good. It was a nice mark, a nice mark out from the Lucha fans. Chris, how did you like about that promo, man?
I loved it. I actually have been following the whole situation with Alberto Del Rio ever since the situation happened. So usually when it comes to big controversies like that, you can't really avoid it, especially when you got a couple of friends who are into wrestling. Aside from you guys, of course. Yeah. But I am personally really, really happy for Alberto that he's wrestling again to begin with. The guy should have not been restricted for a whole year from wrestling. I mean, considering like what we were just talking about in just the previous segment right now, like that alone to me personally is bigger than what happened with Alberto, basically. With the reason why he got let go. I mean, that's literally racism you're talking about right there, basically. Yep. You're talking about like a social guy throwing a racist comment, and the company expects you to just walk away when he's throwing so many, like the severity of what that social worker was apparently doing. Yeah. It was beyond insane. And from what I hear, apparently, and I'm pretty sure this is what I've heard, apparently the social worker eventually did get let go.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had the job opening no more than 2-3 weeks after Del Rio was let go. Yeah. They let him go too.
And I could have sworn I heard that Triple H had regrets about that too. Like he really hated that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really, really regretful that happened. I can understand, Alberto still feeling the rage enough to throw that promo, especially with that end that we heard, throwing that there too, because realistically speaking, if the company's not going to stick out for you in the beginning, then that's going to be your viewpoint from there on in. Yep. And even I felt very offended for a while of what happened there. Mm-hmm. But, of course, the situations like this over time, I mean, once you hear about what, happened backstage, you're kind of...
you're left in a loop. Whatever happens now. Mm-hmm. Basically, that's how Del Rio felt. Now it's a shame we didn't get to hear all of the promo. The ending of the promo brought a good thing with what Chris just said was you're not held down by the color of your skin. That was the end of his promo, and you could see it. I'm not saying that WWE is racist. They did have they have a good chunk of African American, some Latino and developmental. They have different countries being represented, different religions being represented, different sexualities being represented.
Yeah.
But you prominently see with the race. Look what they've done to the New Day. Look what they've done to Mark Henry.
Oh, I have so much about New Day.
Those guys are top talent. Those guys are underused. Kofi, to me, should have been a heavyweight champion by now. At least once.
Straight.
Just once. Either world or he could have beat CM Punk. They had a great feud going there. Oh, that's a different story.
He had Randy held down. Yeah, he should have had it. Anyway.
I'm digressing on that subject. But for me, the Del Rio situation ended badly. Triple H did have regrets. And if you have not heard, there is a job opening not a job opening, but he is looking for a 6'6", good, muscular Latino superstar to take the place. He is on search. Now, what's going to happen? I mean, Del Rio has stroke. A lot of stroke down in Mexico. He is a lot of people don't know, of course, if you heard the promo, he is from a legacy. His family is legacy.
Oh, Mi Unas Caras and Dos Caras. I mean, they are lucha.
Yeah, and from that itself, once they hear what happened to Del Rio, I think the Latino market in Mexico, an actual Mexican superstar, is done. You'd only get Latinos from America. I
mean, I would assume as is, even if he didn't have that legacy, that he's a big enough star to a point where a lot of the Mexican Latino superstars would not want to even associate with the WWE after that. You had even Conan, lashing out immensely too, and I'm sure they heard that too when he was doing that. So, but this as is, I'm pretty sure that cements it right there.
Oh yeah, it's same thing with Rey. I mean, it's followed right now with the Rey holdout, the Rey Mysterio holdout.
Yeah.
Rumors signed a new contract. They're just gonna let him go. He's in the middle. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be let go. I don't think he's gonna go into Lucha Underground where everyone says. I think he's done. I think he just needs to rest up himself. But the Del Rio, I'm happy for him. I mean, he deserves it, and he was correct. He did a shoot interview, and basically said that I'm a contract worker. He gets signed to when WWE for 1 year. He can't compete in the United States. He just moved to the United States. He just moved to Texas. Has his family moved, and he can't work.
That sucks.
Yeah. He would have to work outside, but he wants to spend time with his. I believe he has a baby boy and a baby girl, and his wife, and they just moved in, and so now, But thanks to Conan and his team, they're able to let him go from that 1 year, and he's able to take jobs. He's also in Ring of Honor. He's also in Lucha Underground. He's touring indies, and he's making a lot of money. He's making more money than what he did in WWE because WWE pretty much gave up at the end on Alberto. They just didn't know what to do with him. He was jobbing to The Miz and his last bits with the WWE, which was a shame.
Well, that was like AJ when he finished TNA. He just went indie and makes more money that way. He has more time with his family.
Mm-hmm. And that's the main thing. Will we ever see Alberto Del Rio in the WWE ring? More than likely.
Always never say
never say never with the WWE. You've seen what happened with other wrestlers, Ultimate Warrior.
They will eventually cut a check large enough.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I could be wrong, but didn't Alberto say that he was done with wrestling? Period. In the beginning of all this,
he was done with because he couldn't. Basically, because he was constricted. He felt that 1 year out of the business would be too long, and it would be detrimental to his career, and basically it would be over. Gone from a year out of wrestling.
That's forever.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
Because there's no other place for him. I mean, unless you're a diehard and watch, he could have gone to Japan or England, but American fans don't watch that, and that's where you're going to make your most money is in America. If you're not well known in America, you're done. As far as for Lucha Underground, if you guys, again, it's on the El Rey network, brand new network that just came out. El Rey, you can catch it Wednesdays. It does compete against NXT, which is going to be very good because, I mean, they're both great promo companies right now, upstarts, and they're both really good. Yeah. So it just depends on the crowd itself, you know what I mean? What do you feel like watching? Is it going to be Lucha or is it going to be NXT? It's going to be a WWE product.
Well, the alternative at the same time, too, is, I mean, since you can always watch replays of NXT, you could watch Lucha first and then
if you already have the network. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, Lucha Underground, man, you guys got to check it out. Good, fast-paced style for the American fans who don't watch Lucha. Or
check your local listings for it, right?
Yeah. And, oh, my God, the Lucha style is fantastic. It was, you saw in WCW in the Cruiserweights. If you weren't around, check out the on the network. You could watch the old WCW, watch the Cruiserweight division. You're going to be surprised in what some of these cats could do. El Puma, the one that they got right now, this guy blows everybody out of the water.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Johnny Mundo, a.k.a. John Morrison.
There we go.
El Patron now, they got cemented. And there's going to be others. Others are coming. La Parca, Octagon. All those guys are coming. They're all part of AAA. They're all coming eventually into Lucha Underground, where you're going to see them mix in because they are signed with AAA, and that's AAA America. They're going to get their work visas, and they're going to be coming.
And they're building a women's division, too.
Yeah,
Oh.
and an intergender division.
She
where
fights already.
Yeah. So it's Lucha Underground. You guys got to check it out.